Hey everyone, it's Ryder from Skip. It's Monday, April 19th. I hope you had a great weekend. Quick video update today on targeted EIDL grants and how to get reconsideration for that. That news broke over the weekend. EIDL loans, what we can expect there, and a brand new tracker on our app so you can see how much you can potentially get for the EIDL loan increase. Third, I'm going to talk about the PPP loan data. Money is running out, and we did a poll to see who's been approved and who's still waiting for their PPP loans. A brief look at tech shares, which are going down today, and details on the restaurant revitalization funding application have been released. I'm going to talk about that. We have new grants on our app today as well, including $10,000 grants for certain small businesses and $50,000 loans for certain businesses as well. I'll talk about both of those briefly. Thanks so much for tuning in and subscribing. Be sure to like this video so others see it and watch until the end. Let me start with the big news. In case you didn't tune in over the weekend, the SBA begins accepting targeted EIDL grant reconsiderations if you have been denied. And based on our data of all the decisions that have been made for targeted EIDL grants, 60% are approvals and 40% are denials. That's a massive number. It's much higher than I expected. Some of you in the comments theorized that this is because the SBA was quickly using their automated system to basically batch reject lots of applications. If they couldn't find your tax return, if they couldn't show 30% reduction on your tax return, or if there are other reasons, and I've gone over all those other reasons, and we've listed all of the reasons you might be rejected on the app as well. But here's the big news. You can send targeted EIDL grant reevaluation email. We have a pre-populated email with the subject and what to include to the SBA right on our blog and app. Link right below. You need to send an email to targeted advance reevaluation at sba.gov. Use the subject line reevaluation request and insert your 10-digit application number. In the body of the email, include identifying information such as application number, business name, business address, business owner name, and phone number, and include an explanation of any documentation that addresses the reason for the decline. If available, SBA will contact applicants if additional documentation is required to complete the review. Similar to the EIDL loan increase request, and this does look like a manual process. Unfortunately, that this will probably take some time, but at least you have some peace of mind that you can take action now if you've been rejected. And here are the numbers again. 10% of everyone has been rejected for this. This is based on over 5,300 votes. And if we just take a look at the decisions that have been made, that denial percentage is 40%, approval is 60%. Thousands and thousands and thousands of you watching this video have been denied. Here is what you can do. Again, link right at the top of the description where you can send a pre-populated email on the top of our app. Just replace with your specific business information, especially your application number. I've reached out to the SBA this morning to get more information, especially if they have any tips on the attachments they recommend and what you should include, and if they have a timing update on this. My guess is no, but I asked anyway to see if they have any more guidance that I can share with you. I'm very grateful that we have a direct SBA contact, someone who is very high up, who can answer questions and often give us timing information ahead of public announcements. For example, by the end of this week, we expect to hear about the $5,000 supplemental EIDL grant information and what to do there. And by the end of next week, we expect that everyone who's requested an EIDL loan increase should hear back on any next steps. Not a decision, but basically next steps that you may need to take. All right, speaking of the EIDL loan increases, brand new feature on the Skip app. Underneath the badges tab here, there's now an EIDL loan increase tracker. I'm going to tap on it here. I already set it up. You can quickly see what you're eligible for, your EIDL loan new potential amount. That's based on your existing EIDL loan and the broad strokes formula. You can click learn more to find out more about this, and you can see the percent who received the increase. Again, this is under the badges screen on the Skip app EIDL loan increase tracker. As far as we know, no one's been approved yet, but this is a quick way for you to stay on top of it. And once you've received your EIDL loan increase, you can mark it right here, get a little congratulations confetti, and any new actions from the SBA, we will keep you posted here as well. In terms of new grant opportunities, our new post is up today, Small Business Grants and Loans Roundup for April 19th. We've included a handful of new opportunities, including a new grant opportunity, a new loan opportunity, stuff targeted for female-owned and minority-owned businesses, and a couple specific programs for folks in Michigan or Virginia. Again, it's Hello Skip in the App Store and Google Play. Okay, a quick PPP update. New data was released this morning. Here's a look at it. I always go over the summary of all PPP approved lending so we know how much progress is being made. The progress continues, it's increasing. We also did a poll, I'm going to show you that in a second. But here's what's important. 2021 PPP approved lending, over $240 billion has been approved. There has only been $284 billion allocated for this program. That means we are at 85%. Last week we were around 82% approved. So if we look at that weekly growth rate, we're getting about 4% of the program is being approved each week. So that means in about 3 or 4 weeks, the PPP funding may be exhausted. Keep that in mind. Again, if you haven't applied yet and you think you're eligible, strongly consider applying. Our partner links for Bluevine and Funding Circle are in the description. Go to pppbonus.com to apply through Funding Circle or track PPP loan to apply through Bluevine. You can do both, especially if you are waiting to hear back from one of those, you can try the other one. Here's the PPP poll I put up yesterday. We asked who's received PPP funding. 53% of people have said they have received funding, 30% say they're still waiting, and 18% say they are not applying for PPP funding. So when we take out the people who aren't applying for PPP funding, about 1 out of 5 folks, that means close to 2/3 of folks have received PPP funding and around 1/3 are still waiting. So a long way to go, but that's the update there. Before I wrap up, U.S. stocks slipped Monday, backing away from the records they notched at the end of last week. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 165 points, or 0.5%. The S&P lost 0.6%, and the Nasdaq declined 1.2%. A string of blue chip companies are expected to report earnings this week, so it's going to be an interesting week to see what happens with the stock markets. There may be some reassessments here and there when the earnings reports get released. By the way, if you want to round up from last week, just to refresh your memory, we did a post over the weekend going over the targeted EIDL grants, the supplemental 5,000 EIDL grants, the EIDL loan increases, the SVOG, which we expect to open this week, and the Restaurant Revitalization Fund, which I'm going to do an in-depth video on later today, which will be posted on the app. So if you are a restaurant and you want to understand what's happening there, tune into that. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope your week is off to a great start. Hit subscribe, turn on those alerts, and like this video so others see it. Stay well, stay healthy, and I'll see you tomorrow.